What is up, y'all? It's Coffee on the vid, back at it. And ever since the attempt on Trump's life, the momentum has just seemed to shift so crazy when it comes to the election, man, that there is just no way I see Trump losing. Comment and let me know if you guys feel the same way, your thoughts across the board on this video. But for real, man, I always let you guys know I'm not into the whole political stuff like that. I don't follow everything the closest. I'm not some political analyst or anything like that, but just the way the momentum shifted, and then at that conference, Trumpomania running wild, Hogan's ripping his shirt. I just don't see any way that Trump loses. Like I keep saying, man, what a just crazy month or so it's been, and the whole news cycle has just been bonkers. But I had this clip that I saw earlier. I wanted to bring it to the blogosphere and see what everyone out there thinks about it. It is the Honorable Minister Farrakhan speaking to Trump about Trump, but a message to Trump is what it seemed to me.
These are master assassinators. And I have to say to my president, Mr. President, please be careful, because you're upsetting a lot of people. You may win the election because the Democrats will at last put their hope in a billionaire because Mr. Biden can't handle it. What will you do if he gets a second term? What will you do? See, the hatred is building for him because God allowed him to be president. Don't you think that God is interested in who sits in the White House that holds sway over his people that he has chosen to be his people? Mr. Trump, please, you mentioned in some of your writings not to denigrate those who are under your leadership, but you have nicknames for everybody, and you've said some rough things to your generals. Please, Mr. President, this is a country that kills presidents. It'll be the worst mistake that anyone makes to try to kill the President of the United States. He has a work to do. That's right. Does he? What kind of work does God have for him to do? He's doing it.
So first off, have you guys noticed that? Am I the only one, as when Honorable Minister Farrakhan there was saying Mr. President, referencing Trump in that way? Has a lot of people been noticing that seems to be a thing a lot of individuals are doing, talking to Trump as if he already won. But as I stated, I don't see any way that he loses at this point. I just can't see it happening. Again, let me know your thoughts. Hit that comment section hard, sub up, and tap in on future topics and whatnot. But a pretty interesting message there. You heard him say that they are master assassinators. And you guys remember back, who was it? When the parasailer flew into the boxing ring, was that Riddick Bowe Holyfield? I can't recall. I remember I was a kid at a family gathering, had the fight on the cheater box and all that back in those days. And that jumped off. It was absolutely crazy to see a parasailer just crash into the ring. And I remember when I seen some kind of ESPN 30 for 30 or something, documenting that event. I remember someone who had ringside seats was saying that they originally thought that was going to be an attempt on Minister Farrakhan's life, as I believe he was at the fight. comment on anyone out there, boxing fans, or just anyone. If you guys remember seeing that clip, it was someone that had something to do with the sport of boxing. That was their initial reaction when they saw that go down, you know? And it's just so crazy to think, right, that if the powers that be, they want to clip you, they want to whack you, right? Like the mob, it can happen. It very well indeed will happen, and there will be mass confusion for years about what exactly happened. I mean, look at Kennedy. There's still a bajillion different theories on what happened to JFK, why it happened to JFK. I mean, think about it. The guy that was brought into custody for killing him, right? Didn't he get bodied right in the court, like when right on live news or something like that? And then when they had that commission to dive deeper into that and find out, why the individual, Jack Ruby, I think was his name, why he did what he did, he ended up being whacked out of his mind. I think, Matt, I don't know, this is allegedly, but things point to that he may have allegedly been mass dosed with LSD and lost his damn mind, where he was no good speaking to whatever that commission was that was trying to, get to the bottom of everything with JFK. It's so crazy to think about all that in this country with the news cycle, the powers that be, the way that everything is set up. Like, there could just be mass confusion for life, man. You know what I'm saying? It really makes you think a lot about mental programming and whatnot. And I don't know, when Farrakhan seemed to be warning Trump, about how Trump has a lot of enemies, so many ops out here. He's angered so many people. I just, caught that going through my mind, recollecting on all this different stuff over the years, and, the confusion and, different things that get declassified. And at the end of the day, it's like no one really seems to get to the bottom of anything. And, that really makes me wonder with this event, if we'll ever find out what exactly happened, if the individual who is now deceased, who was on that rooftop 150 yards away or whatever it was, that there was people saying, in the crowd, you guys saw it on the news, right? That dude with the red visor on and the red hair was saying, yo, we were yelling to the Secret Service, to the police, check it out. Peep this guy over here. He's got a strap, RIFLE. He's shimmying on up there. Someone do something, stop it. And then, some of the people that do the news that are independent in a sense, not seemingly tied to any big media outlets, that are then conglomerates of other countries and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, those are the type of people that bring the news that I like to try to follow the most, because they're not really tied to anything where it's controlled what they can speak to you about or whatever, that they just try to seem to shoot from the hip, pause, and let you know what they think it is. And I'm just taking all this info in and like, man, will we get, but yeah, they was, the independent journalists, like I said, they were talking about, was this dude, was he 20 years old, who, took that attempt on Trump's life? Was he truly acting alone? Did he go there solo dolo and do that? Or, is there more to this? Is there more of a conspiracy, criminal conspiracy that went down, or was this just all this guy? I don't know, and I don't know if we'll ever know, but I want to know what everyone out there, you think and as what you believe to be the truth that you know. So let me know in them comments. But it was pretty interesting to hear him also speak about Biden not being able to handle it. And that's been, when I talk about media outlets putting spin on things, that most of the mass media outlets, right, the big mainstream ones, that they just are warring against each other, like two YouTubers that dislike each other. That's all they've been talking about, is if he really does have the mental capacity to, withstand another term and all that. And you heard the Honorable Minister Farrakhan say there that he, like, to him, Biden can't handle it. And then I also heard him speaking of God and God paying attention, to who sits in that office. And, so often I've spoke about how, those that chop it with me on the regular, you know what I mean? We've spoke about how there really seems to be a battle of good and evil and things of that nature going on in this world on a daily basis. Not that there always hasn't been, but there's a lot of stuff. If you really follow the signs and you really tap into everything, and you drown out all the outside noise and just strictly pay attention, like it's just creepy, man. It's just scary right now, man. Like there's this spiritual warfare going on, and that just came to my mind, in regards to this event and just everything. Like, it's a wild world we're living in, but you heard him. This is a country that kills presidents. So what does everyone out there think about this, about the election, about Trump, about everything that I touched on, about Farrakhan's message to Trump? Do you think that we'll ever really find out what the exact plan was, what the truth is? And do you agree and concur that Trump will win? Do you think that happening is like a warning, and that's only the beginning of it all, or what? Like, I'm very intrigued to hear from everyone out there, everyone's thoughts. As always, like I stated earlier in the video, the whole idea over here on this platform, we speak about all different topics, and I'm always just trying to hear from everyone. I don't claim to be an expert. Like I said, I'm no political analyst or nothing like that. I'm just an individual sitting back, talking into a device and tapping into the blogosphere with all y'all out there, trying to see what everyone makes of this, man. Like, this is wow-ish, man. And when you really, take a look back and take it all in full circle, apologies, y'all, take a panoramic view. I accidentally went to say circle and panoramic at the same damn time. There just seems to be so much going on, so many moving parts, and I don't know, 2024 thus far has been a doozy. What is in store for us in the next year? And, what does everyone think about this election and what's going on in this world and in this country? So with that being said, I'm going to close this thing out. I thank y'all for tuning in once again. This is Coffee. Hit them buttons for me. Every bit of support helps out algorithmically, as it can be a motherfucker trying to break it through in the blogosphere. So with that, I bid you adieu. I look forward to hearing from everyone, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace and God bless.